Hi, my name is Milani Rivers. This is my final project for the class on feminism in Mexico through art. I was really inspired to choose this topic just because, as a female, I find this topic really interesting, as I like learning about social justice issues, especially with things like I can relate to. So, this topic is really important to me, and I look forward to researching it and sharing what I've found through my research shortly. So moving right in, I feel like it's important first to establish what feminism is in the context that we're talking about. So feminism, from iwda.org, it states feminism is about leveling the playing field between genders and ensuring that diverse women and girls have the same opportunities in life available to boys and men. I think this phrasing of the definition of feminism is very important, as it puts an emphasis on equality between men and women rather than putting one above the other, as is typically debated when discussing feminism. Through works of art in Mexico, we were able to see this struggle for attempting for equality between the two genders. So starting off, I have my MVP piece right over here. And this piece really stood out to me. It is Mientras Dormimos, called While We Were Sleeping, by Lorena Wolfer. And this piece was really powerful when reading about it in class. It said that she would go into a room and strip naked while the background news was playing of people who were kidnapped or murdered, and she'd draw on her body where the people were mutilated or possibly where they were stabbed or just other things. And this sort of demonstration really forces the viewer to be in the moment and come face to face with what is happening in Mexico. I think it's really powerful for her to use her own body as a method of storytelling this. So this piece really stood out to me, and it's one of the many great art pieces that show the feminism of Mexico. Next, we have this piece by Frida Kahlo. Something that was really interesting to me in this piece is particularly was the use of, was the addition of her facial hair in here. It's not that common that that sort of femininity is shown with the masculinity of having facial hair. And for the time, that was very interesting, as that sort of gender norm isn't typical. In a piece called Frida and Feminism, it lists Frida as publicly bisexual, a rebel, as she wore men's clothes contrasting with her sisters and mother who wore dresses, and she also challenged men drinking tequila. These sort of eccentric tasks that weren't typically done by females are what really makes her an interesting character for this time in a feminist icon. The final piece that I have is El Tendedero, the clothing line project by Monica Mayer. This piece was really interesting since it includes a wider variety on this topic of perspectives. So Monica went around the town in Mexico with more than 800 paper slips, the 800 seen on the pink papers right over here on the photo. And on the papers wrote, "As a woman, what I dislike about the city is," and then let people fill it in. And people wrote very disturbing things on there that were a little sad to read, such as they disliked getting spanked on the bum or being called like mamacita. And this sort of brings a light to the feminism movement in a new way through art, as it's sharing the perspectives of many people in a way that's very upfront and in your face about what is happening in Mexico. To conclude, there are still protests to this day about this sort of topic about the feminism in Mexico and this aim for equality. There's also, I read in an article by Professor Devin that they're not allowed to mourn the nameless dead in Mexico. And this shows that many female artists are trying to fill the bridge between the private grief and mourning grief between the people that have passed away. Showing this in the protest shown in this photo shows the passion and power for this feminism movement that people in Mexico have and are currently fighting for. And here's my Works Cited page. I hope you guys enjoyed my project. Thank you for a great semester. Bye bye.